And it. Okay, we are live. How are you, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel. It's Bruce here. Welcome to Friday. Oh, thank goodness it's Friday. Although for me, it's really not the end of the week. I just got to keep going. But yeah, welcome to Friday, everybody. Welcome to my show, Traveling with Bruce, the 5 o'clock edition. Get your updates here. Welcome one and welcome all. I hope you've had an okay week. It's been another crazy one. Lots going on, some good, some bad, some everything else. And you just got to keep on going. That's the old adage, just keep moving forward and move ahead. Welcome to my channel here on YouTube, Traveling with Bruce, the 5 o'clock show. We love talking about cruise ships, cruise lines, and what's going on in the cruise world out there. If you are new to my channel, welcome aboard. I'm glad to have you here. If you've never been here before or you haven't been here in a while, say hi to me. Just text in there send in a little message, say hi, Bruce. Watching from wherever you are, and what's your high temperature today? I understand that my friends in the USA, kind of in the Northeast USA, are getting whacked. And my friends in the Maritimes in Canada are really getting whacked. I guess there is some yucky weather, to say the least. Also in Toronto and Quebec, like Ontario and Quebec, getting hit. Unbelievable. There was blizzard conditions and snow conditions in Alberta. I'll tell you, right here in good old Creston, sleepy little Creston, British Columbia. I'm in the interior of BC. I would say to get from here to Seattle or Vancouver, I could do it in a car. It would take all day to do it, about 8 to 10 hours of driving to get there. So we're about, well, I guess 400 miles away from the coast, something like that. We're having just fine weather here. It's predominantly sunny out. We're probably about 40 to 42 degrees, and considering what everyone else is dealing with, we're doing great. Because whatever weather I see everywhere else, it is awful, just awful. Actually, I think today we're about 45 to 47 degrees. We didn't quite make 50, but the sun was beaten down today, and if you went for a walk, it wasn't too bad. Rather pleasant. No wind here, no rain today. Very nice. But that's going to change. Apparently, we're getting snow next week, towards the end of the week. But then, shouldn't we be? It's going to be. Well, what's the date today? The 16th of November now. A week from now, 23rd of November. I mean, come on, it's time. But yeah, I'll take this weather and I'll take these conditions all day long. So, thank you for joining me, if you can, in whatever conditions you are joining me in, being that it's a Friday afternoon or evening for you, wherever you are across the world. I hope you're relaxing and you've got your feet up and you have either a cool, refreshing drink or a warm, savory drink, but something to get you through on a Friday. My friends in Australia, it's Saturday over there. The weekend is underway. I hope you didn't have too much of a rager last night. Hope you're all doing well and surviving, behaving yourselves. And welcome to the show. The channel. My goodness, I got an email today, I got an email and I got a Facebook message today on the group page for Traveling with Bruce on Facebook. By the way, check that out if you've never checked it out before. Head on over there after the show and check out my Facebook page. A lot of really great photos are being posted right now about with Tom Henry. He's on a cruise right now, the Norwegian Dawn. He's posting 15, 20 photos a day of his ship, other ships, islands, tropical waters. I mean, talk about stuff that die over. Fantastic. I just love the fact that Tom Henry is keeping us in the loop on what he's up to. Just love it. But anyway, I got a message there and one on my email saying that congratulations, Bruce, on being ranked the 16th, what is that, the 16th highest ranked cruise ship channel on YouTube or something like that. I just want to set the record straight. I got an email about, a year ago when I had about 55, 65 subscribers, something like that, maybe 70 subscribers. And it came from a gentleman who introduced himself. It was an email, and he congratulated me on the fact that that my channel had been picked by a committee as I think it was something like one of the top 10 YouTube channel or top 10 cruise YouTube channels hosted by a single person or something. It was a very obscure. I mean, you read the title and you just went, what am I grading here? What is this thing for? It allowed me to, if I wanted to, I could download a logo that I could put on my channel to let you know that I've been ranked by whatever the entity is. Well, I did some digging, and the individual is the president and owner of his company, and the committee that made the choice was the committee of one guy. It was him, and I tip my cap to this guy because that's very entrepreneurial. The gentleman is, I believe he runs a company that helps people and helps YouTubers and other people in social media promote their business and get higher rankings on search results, this kind of thing. And one way in to attract people is to give them a ranking, you know, on a category. And you can rank any channel you want for any category you want. You just got to be creative. You know, they could have come to me and said, Bruce, you know, of the I don't know how many travel channels there are on YouTube, or 1 million, 2 million, I don't know. You know, you're in the top 25 percentile. I mean, they could have said that. You're in the top half for views, or you're in the last 3 months one of the fastest growing by percentage channels on you. I mean, there's a way to honor any channel for anything, what they do. This particular announcement that came out, I received it about 3 days ago or something like that. I got an email again, and the gentleman sent me another email and congratulated me on being one of the top 40 YouTube cruise channel travel channels. One of the top 40 cruise travel channels on YouTube. I think that's how he said it. And but he didn't tell me what number I was or anything like that. But then someone else had found this somewhere and noticed that they found my name, number 16, and they sent me a congratulatory email. And I thank you for that. I appreciate that. I love being ranked. I like the fact that I'm being included amongst some pretty good company, and that's great. Do I take it as you can see? I'm not taking it with all that. It's not like a life changer for me. It's nice, thank you, but it makes no difference. To me, what it's all about is if you folks enjoy what it is I do, I hear about it. If you don't enjoy what I'm doing, I hear about it. And as long as I get the positive vibes coming from everybody, then I know I'm on the right track. I certainly know I'm on the right track from a number of other analytical points of view. I mean, I can see how many subscribers I have. I can see how many views I'm generating. I can see the last 90 days, the last 30 days, the last week. I can watch all of my trends and all that sort of stuff. And so you folks out there are the ones who I report to. Really, that you're the most important people in my life with regard to the success of this channel and how it's doing. And I thank all of you very much for being as supportive as you have been, and also tolerant of my channel's limitations. So thank you, one and all. And speaking of subscribers, the old channel, not that we're all that old, we're 15 months and 4 days old now. We were at 5,637 subscribers yesterday, 5,637. And a few minutes ago, I took a look and we're at 5,684. So 47 new subscribers have come onto the channel, and that's fantastic. And I'm very happy about that. And welcome aboard, all 47 new subscribers. This is fabulous. I'm glad you're here. And I hope some of you are watching today. If you are, let me know. You're a first timer. Tell me, first time here from so-and-so in the USA or Canada or UK or France or Germany or Australia or Japan or wherever you're watching me from, because I literally have viewers from around the world. It is stunning. So 5,684. We're going to hit 5,700 probably later today. It's just incredible. Every second day we hit another 100 mark. We're on our way to 6,000. There's no doubt, and beyond. We are on our way. Very exciting. The channel just broke 1.1 million views last night. 1,100,000 views. No flashes of brilliance happen on my screen when this happens. Like, it's not like fireworks go off from YouTube saying congratulations. Nothing happens. You have to just kind of notice it. But I noticed it. I watch my numbers closely, and it's exciting. It really is. We hit 1 million just a little while ago, and now there's 100,000 more views. Within like 2 weeks, boom, another 100,000 views. Incredible. Very humbling and very exciting. So fantastic. Today I did made a couple of videos again today. I made a few yesterday. I made a few again today. The one video I made is talking about the AIDA Nova cruise ship. I'll get to that in just a minute. I have a little more info on that. And then the other video I made was one that I kind of promised you yesterday I was going to work on. It had to do with the Windstar cruise line, Windstar Cruises. The firm has 6 cruise ships. They operate 3 cruise ships that look like giant sailboats that are motorized as well. And then they operate 3 power yachts. I guess they look like giant yachts, and they're power yachts. And it's the 3 power yachts that made the news. I noticed a whole bunch of media picking up on the story that I talked to you about yesterday. The cruise line is spending $250 million to upgrade all 3 of these power yachts, about $83 million a piece. It's serious money. When you think about the fact that when Carnival sends a ship in for a 2-week dry dock, they're spending $35-40 million, and they make a big deal about that. Same with Holland America, Princess, even over at Royal Caribbean or Norwegian, when they spend $30-40 million on a cruise ship to refurbish it, that's a big deal. That's a once in 5-year investment into an asset. These folks here are taking 30-year-old cruise ships that are 430 odd feet long, and spending $83 million on each of these things. This is serious money. These ships didn't cost $80 million to build when they originally had them made, but they've sunk a lot of money into them to keep them at a high standard. This move here, they're cutting them in half. They're going to slice these ships in half and add an 80-foot section to each one. This will be impressive stuff. I'm quite looking forward to October 19 and beyond, because that is when the first one, and then later the second and the third, they'll do them over like a 13-month time frame. Each one will take a good amount of time to do. Right as we speak, right now while I'm talking to you, they are literally, there's a shipyard building the 3 sections right now for each of these ships, one and the other, and then the other. So these 80-foot sections are being, steel's being cut, and the personnel being brought in, and they have to build in this piece of the ship that will fit perfectly the existing ships. That is a trick at the shipyard. You can't even be out an inch. Can't even be down an inch. So this will be quite the amazing, engineering little feat to pull off. All of the wiring, all of the plumbing, all of the air conditioning. It all has to go through this 80-foot section from the back half of the old ship to the front half of the old ship. Everything is being cut off, so now it has to be severed and then reattached with the new section in between. It all has to work. All the cabins have to have air conditioning. All the cabins have to have air purification. All the cable TVs have to work. All the Wi-Fi has to work. All the electricity lines have to work. I mean, you have a hair dryer going in the back of the ship or the middle of the ship or the front of the ship. They all have to work. The logistics are just stunning to me. It really is an amazing thing. I can see why. Does it cost $83 million? Yeah, I can see why it costs a lot of money. Of course, they're also replacing their engines, which I find incredible. This is rarely done. But to take out 7 existing engines from each of the ships and replacing them with 4 new engines, the highest efficiency burning engines there are. These 30-year-old ships are going to be turned into brand new cruise ships. In effect, the only thing that'll be the same will be the hull in the front, the aft, the stern, and the back, and everything inside will be redone, because all new bedding, all new furniture, all new flooring, all new ceilings. The ships will be totally transformed. I'm quite looking forward to that project to watch it, and I'll keep you posted on it. Anyway, so I did a video on that. If you get a chance, you can see my video on how I described that. And then the other video I did was about AIDA Nova, and I'll talk about that last. Right now, I want to talk about 2 other things that I noticed today. One was just Port Canaveral. Port Canaveral, there was a report out I mentioned to you about, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, that Port Canaveral had a record year for the 2017-18 season. They're expecting another record year for the 18-19 season. It is the world's 2nd busiest cruise port, which I find surprising. I thought that Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, I thought that was the second busiest cruise port. But actually, Port Canaveral is this world's second busiest cruise port, and it's getting busier fast. They are adding a couple of new terminals right now, and they are adding new ships. Interesting thing I noticed today was talking about how they're bringing in, like for instance, the Harmony of the Seas to replace the Oasis of the Seas. About the same size in ships, but the Harmony is only about 2.5 years old, where the Oasis is 9. Now, the Oasis of the Seas, if I'm not mistaken, is going to go into dry dock in 2019 to be refurbished, which makes sense, being as old as it is, and it'll come out spectacularly. We'll see a lot of press on that. The cruise lines are bringing in the latest and greatest ships into 2 ports, Miami and to Port Lauderdale. Port Canaveral, excuse me. And then Fort Lauderdale is also bringing in new ships, obviously, as well. But these 3 ports are dominating the world of cruising. But Port Canaveral is really on a roll. They have the room to expand. They have the space to expand, whereas Fort Lauderdale really doesn't. And Port Miami is stuck with what it's got. It's got to, in effect, build up rather than build out. Port of Miami's put in a new terminal for Royal Caribbean, new terminal for Norwegian to replace the old terminals, and they're larger to handle the larger ships, obviously. But Port Canaveral can definitely expand. The Disney company adding 3 new ships to their line, 2 of which will home port in Port Canaveral. Those will be LNG powered, by the way. The new Disney ships are all LNG powered. That'll be also a major move up. The Port of Canaveral is ready already. They're already ready now for LNG powered cruise ships. They have the systems there to handle refueling, you name it. So a lot of money being spent by this port to attract the business. The business is coming in. Orlando is just down the highway. The world of the mouse is a powerful draw for cruise lines of all brands to use Port Canaveral. So I found that an interesting little bit of news. They talked about how ships like Norwegian is bringing in larger ships to replace older ships. Same with the Royal Caribbean, same with the Carnival, same with the others. So the numbers will naturally go higher for passenger counts, only because the ships themselves handle more passengers than the ships that are being replaced. And then they're adding new ships on top of the others. So the business in Port Canaveral really booming. If you haven't done a cruise out of Port Canaveral, you may someday find you will be, just because the pricing might be right. There could be the right kind of deal. We'll have to see. I'm kind of curious whether going forward, all cruise lines will eventually begin to offer us an all-in-one package deal. When will that come as a standard deal? Something like, you fly in from New York or Los Angeles or from Dallas to Orlando, get a bus ride to the ship, onto the ship, and it's all advertised as a flat deal. Right now, everything is a la carte. We find all these advertisements everywhere for a $4.99 getaway on a cruise ship to several destinations in the Caribbean, and then after that, you got to figure out on your own. Yeah, okay, well that's like a Thursday to a Thursday, or a Sunday to a Sunday, or a Tuesday to a Tuesday. Now, how do I get there? And where do I land? And then how do I get from the airport to the ship? And do I need to get a hotel the night before? And you got to figure all the logistics out on your own. And if you're doing it all on your own, it's laborious, it's tedious, can be frustrating if you're not into it, if you don't like doing it. You get a travel agent to help you do it, of course, if you can. But if you want to do it online with a click of a button, it's not that simple yet. Not yet. And I'm kind of waiting for the time where Carnival says, we're going with all-in pricing. We'll give you an all-in price for your cruise. If you want to drive to the port, we'll give you a deal for the cruise on its own. But if you want to fly in, if you're flying in from zone number 1, which might be the Northeast, zone number 2, which might be the Midwest, zone number 3, which is the Northeast, Northwest, and Far West, we'll give you those. And just tell us where you're from, and you click the button. We'll tell you exactly how much the deal is. You're out of St. Louis. Okay, here's your price. And it'll include a flight into Orlando. It might have a one-night hotel stay, and then it'll have the cruise, and then it'll have the flight out on the same day, perhaps, because it's coordinated with the time the ship gets back, and then you're back home. Perhaps it's an 8-day turnaround. But I also see the day coming not too long from now, because the power of computers, where a passenger will say, I can spend 2 nights, 3 nights in Orlando before my cruise, and then fly home after the cruise is over. I'd like to check out Disneyland or Disney World or Epcot Center, one of these spots over there. I'd like to spend some time perhaps in Universal Studios or whatever else I want to do in Orlando. I can see the day where the cruise lines, all of them, will just say to you, okay, what cruise you want? Oh, this one. All right. You want to come in 3 days before? Because if you do, we can give you this package. Boom, 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 boom. Here's what you can do. Or you can have package B. You can do all this. Or package C. Would you like one of these packages because it's with your cruise and your flight? Here's your number per person. People might go with that kind of an offer. It's only a matter of time. Anyway, quick little thought there on Port Canaveral and a few little thoughts. One other thing I'll mention today, before I get to the AIDA Nova story, is the naming ceremony of the Symphony of the Seas. I am chortling here. I'm chortling because I'm just not. I'm so. I guess I'm getting old. Jennifer keeps looking at me from time to time. She says, "You sound more like an old man every day." Getting more curmudgeon-y, I guess, is what's happening. She says to me, I was mentioning to her the other day about the Symphony of the Seas. Now, the Symphony of the Seas is Royal Caribbean's newest ship. It just got launched about 4 or 5 months ago in the Mediterranean. They launched it in Barcelona. They started offering cruises in the Mediterranean all summer long. Excuse me. There were a whole bunch of travel agents and media people who were flown there. And there was a big ceremony and the fireworks show and throw the champagne against the hull of the ship and all this stuff. And it was like a 2-week love fest for the ship. The media was just nonstop everywhere. And then the ship started doing business in the Mediterranean. The ship's now practically 6 months old. Well, it's come over to Miami. It's come to Florida. It's now in Miami. It's new home port. And they had a christening ceremony yesterday. Well, no, they didn't. They already had, but you can't have another one. I mean, you remember the days when we used to, well, let's put it this way. Our parents remembered these days, and certainly our grandparents remembered these days. You used to go to the movie theater when you were, if you were my age. I'm already too young for this, but my parents would have gone to the movies in the 50s or in the 40s. It didn't matter where you went. Europe, North America, didn't matter. You went to the movies and you sat down and you were going to watch whatever show was going to be you're buying a movie ticket for. Well, before the movie started, they would have the newsreels, because in the 40s and the 50s, especially the early 50s, very few people had TVs. Certain segments of the United States had more TVs than other segments, certainly New York and Los Angeles, but the rest of the country eventually got televisions. But going back into right after the war, like 48, 49, 50, not very many people had television. So if you wanted to actually see news that was a moving picture of a news story, you went to the movies because you got your news from the radio and you got your news from the newspaper. But the third way to see a news story was you went to a movie, and you would sit there and they would have these short, 30-second or 1 minute long vignettes, and there'd be 4 or 5 or 6 of them or 10 of them perhaps. You have like 10 minutes of stuff. And you'd see Eisenhower, the president of the United States, or Truman, and a story about that. And then you'd see a story from Europe, and you'd see a story from the USA, and then you would get kind of the end of them. The last 1 or 2 would be sort of fluff pieces. They'd just be little fluff vignettes, and one of the fluff vignettes might be the launching of a new ship. It might be the launching of a new cruise ship from Italy, or the launching of a new ocean liner from Italy, or an ocean liner from Britain, or from whatever. And you'd have dignitaries there with the bottle of champagne, and they whack the hull, and then the ship will go rolling down these rolling logs and into the water. That's how you did a ceremonial launch of a new ship. And the Queen of England was used to launch the QE2, and the Queen Mary back in the day, and the Queen Elizabeth ship back in the day, and all that stuff. But they only did that one time. I mean, it was a big big deal that the cruise line would put on the show, but it was done at the shipyard, which was all cleaned up because royalty is coming and the media is coming. So, I mean, the cruise line and the ship builders, they would clean up that ship area, and they would have, you know, curtains over all kinds of areas of the shipyard you weren't supposed to see. And of course, the media were placed at the right angle to get, you know, the hull of the ship and the queen with, you know, letting the bottle go, or however they did it. And then they have angles of the cameras showing the ship, you know, going past them or going away from them. It was all staged. It was all perfectly done. It was all choreographed to within, you know, this. And then, of course, the editing of the film would be done perfectly for the cruise by the cruise line for the media to have. And then these vignettes would show up in movie theaters around the world. One time. Well, today, I mean, come on. Cruise ships are going through 5 ceremonies now. It's ridiculous. It's overkill. And you're not fooling anybody. To me, it's just a show. It's a promo show. The PR department of cruise lines are so desperate to find ways to get free advertising. They figure, well, why don't we do a naming ceremony for the Symphony of the Seas, you know, grand ceremony in Barcelona. And then what we'll do is we'll have a ceremony and a celebration wherever we take the dang thing. So we take it to Nice, we'll have a party there. We'll take it over to Lisbon, we'll have a party there. We'll sail it over to Athens, we'll have a fireworks and a party, because it's the first time it's ever been here. Like, whoop-dee-doo. This is what's happening with almost all cruise ships now. So the Symphony of the Seas had a christening ceremony in Miami yesterday. All it was an excuse for the cruise line to put on a little bit of a show and throw some fireworks in the air and try to get some free press to convince the average person out there to consider taking a cruise on Symphony of the Seas. And that's all it is. And I get tired of it. I just kind of go, oh gosh. But see, my wife was telling me, Bruce, you're becoming an old man. If you were a 30-year-old guy, or maybe you wouldn't be so skeptical about it. And, you know, or if I were, you know, uninformed as to what's going on in the cruise business, right? And I don't pay much of attention to it. Maybe I will catch this one time, this story of the ship being christened once in 5 times, or whatever the number they're doing it at. And I'll go, oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, yeah, well, you didn't know it because you don't follow it. I get it. People have lives outside of cruising. I get it. Yeah, these PR departments for the cruise lines are so desperate to get any kind of good news out there. They'll just come up with any kind of a story to do it. And that brought me back to the story I made a little while ago about the Carnival Sunshine and the Carnival Triumph. And Carnival is releasing massive press releases about doing refurbishments a year and a half from now. You know, like, I don't care. I don't care that you're going to take the Carnival Triumph in a year and a half to Cadiz and refurbish it. Why don't you tell me 3 months before you do it, or a month before? No, they're going to tell us. They're going to tell us in 6 months that it's only a year away, and then it's like 2 months before, only 2 months from now, and then when it's being done, we're refurbishing it, and then when it comes out, we're renaming it, we're going to rechristen it, we're going to re-godfather it, we're going to godmother it, and we're going to redo everything. But it's just the Carnival Triumph getting a name change, $200 million refurbishment, because it's almost 30 years old. It's time to fix it up because it's getting old and rusty. But on the old PR side, you spin it around and come up with the kumbaya story. Give everybody lollipops and let's have a great time. See, I'm getting old. There's what's happening. Sorry to say. Anyway, there's the story. But here is my story of the day. I did a video this morning about the AIDA Nova. I've been following this ship ever since arson was detected. The ship was set on fire intentionally back in October, late October. And the cruise line, Carnival owned AIDA Cruise Line, up until that day, until October 25th, whatever that day was, we were getting bombarded with news about the AIDA Nova cruise ship, the largest cruise ship ever built in Germany, the first and largest cruise ship, LNG powered, holding 6,000 plus passengers, going to be a world record holder. It is a You know, it's a cutting edge technology with all kinds of new features. We were getting bombarded with AIDA Nova info. And then an arsonist set the ship on fire. Someone was able to ignite two separate fires in two separate cabins on deck 14 at 2 in the morning when the ship was in port in the Netherlands. And it was the day before the ship was supposed to start 6 days of sea trials. And the ship was only 20 days away, 3 weeks away from being readied for promotional cruises for media and travel agents around the world. They were all coming in to meet the ship to have these promotional sailings. And the ship got set on fire. And 3,000 people were on board the ship when it went up. And they were immediately, the fire alarms went off and they immediately got evacuated. The fire crews came in, they put the fire out. It was quickly figured out this was not a mechanical problem. This was intentional. We've got ourselves a problem. Who set the fire? And the police were called. The builder of the ship, the cruise, the builder of the ship for AIDA and AIDA both together brought the police in. The captain wanted the police in. They came in with the arson squad and they took photos and they took all kinds of samples and they checked the security tapes. But to this point in time, November 16th, almost 4 weeks later, no arrests of anyone who would have set this fire. Now that's gotta tell you something. What is going on? How can it be that a ship with cameras everywhere, you haven't found the arsonist yet? Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. Who was on that ship? Now, it could well be that someone got on that ship that shouldn't have been on that ship, went up there, set the fires, and got off the ship when the alarms went off, like everyone else got off the ship, and then just slipped into the night. And it's not a member of the crew. It's not a member of the contracting group that was on the ship, all those contractors. It was someone else. That maybe that's why the police can't identify who the arsonist. They may well have an image. They might have someone wearing a hoodie with a toque on, and you can't tell. You don't know who it is. That might be the issue right there. The damage was it was downplayed. Like, you can't believe it was downplayed. Cruise Line said no big deal, just a slight damage in a couple of cabins. The builder said, oh no big deal. But the damage has not yet been repaired, from what I can understand. I'm finding press out of Germany that's very thorough, saying there's all kinds of problems. There are all kinds of issues with the AIDA Nova. There's all kinds of problems with the shipbuilder. The shipbuilder for the cruise line, they're having problems because they are behind on all orders right now, including, by the way, Spectrum of the Seas, the Royal Caribbean ship that's going to China. The Spectrum of the Seas may not come out of there on time. We haven't heard a word from Royal Caribbean about this. They have kept quiet. All the press about the Spectrum of the Seas has been happy times. We got the azopods in, and we've got this in, and they're building that, and they put two big pieces together, and the ship they're releasing photos of it being built inside the giant warehouse that they build these ships in. But they're behind on that ship. They're behind on a number of projects, and they are begging, and I mean they are begging their employees to please work overtime, because in Germany you have very strict labor laws. You cannot force, by way of a threat, that you're going to be laid off or fired. You work overtime or you're fired. You can't do that in Germany. No. That's not allowed. You don't abuse your workers. The workers are in charge, and you work with your staff to get the thing done. So the cruise line is pleading with the unions and the ship workers. Can you please put in 45 hours a week of work? Just go up from 36 hours to 45 hours, and we'll pay you. Don't worry, we'll pay you double time, all that stuff. Yeah, you'll get the benefits, but please come and work. And the workers are going, you guys are so dysfunctional. There's thousands of us, and you can't utilize us properly. You figured out you could build these ships in these sequences, and you're not following your own plan. And now it's our problem. Like, great. So there's an issue there, and of course holidays are coming. Christmas holidays. These workers want time off with their families, wives, and children. So yeah, all kinds of issues going on. The AIDA Nova today was delayed by 17 days. That's the nut of it, the end of it right there. The AIDA Nova was supposed to be delivered on December the 2nd to Hamburg for its maiden voyage down to the Canary Islands, and that has been canceled. A whole bunch of other cruises behind it were also canceled. I guess, unlike North America, when we take a cruise with, say, Holland America or Royal Caribbean, we get on the ship in Miami. We're on the ship for 7 days or whatever the length of the cruise is. Then we come back to Miami. We get off the boat, and then a whole bunch of other passengers get on the ship and take their cruise. Well, with the AIDA Nova, the deal is that she was supposed to leave Hamburg on December the 2nd. And then you could have purchased a cruise from the 2nd of December to the 15th of December. Or you could have purchased a cruise from the 2nd until the 12th of December. Or you could have purchased a cruise from the 1st until the 8th of December. You would have gotten off the ship in Lisbon, by the way. You could have had a trip that started in Lisbon on the 8th until the 15th. And that would have taken you to Gran Canaria Island. You could have gone on from the 12th to the 19th. You could have gone on one from the 15th to the 22nd. You could have gone on 6 different cruises in the first 2.5, 3 weeks of the ship's lifetime. All those are canceled. All 6 cruises are toast. And they will start bookings now from after the 19th of December at the earliest. And we are talking about, I think, 20,000 minimum passengers who are not taking a cruise on the AIDA Nova that they had reserved a year ago, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, with great hype and at great expense, because these were maiden voyages on the first LNG, more super modern cruise ship from AIDA. And are we talking about a whole bunch of upset people? Just a whole bunch, because these were trips that were right up before Christmas time. People now are scrambling, going, what are we going to do now? We can't book anything else. Where are we going? I took time off work. I planned for 2 years to get this 2-week window to take this trip. Now what? Am I going to hang around my hometown? Not happy people with the AIDA Nova as far as passengers go. So for the cruise line, it's tens of millions of dollars in bookings lost. It's tens of millions of dollars of PR down the drain. Prestige out the window. And the problem is the rumors at the cruise, at the shipbuilding yard is they don't know if they're going to make it on the 19th either. They're not sure if that's going to be enough time. The ship is at sea trials right now for a second series of sea trials. There are all kinds of issues in that shipbuilding yard, and the repairs to these cabins have to be done. Their cabins have to be completely restored. The problem, of course, is they didn't have like a spare cabin in the shipyard. They built the cabin 6 months ago. They've had to reorder separate replacement parts for each of these cabins that were damaged, and who knows how much damage behind the walls and in the plumbing and in the wiring. All kinds of trade. It is a nightmare, and it's slowly coming out through the media because the shipbuilder is trying to keep quiet about it. The Carnival doesn't want to talk about it. AIDA doesn't want to talk about bad news. They only want to talk about happy times. Well, the promo cruises are gone. Now the first 6 cruises are gone. It's nothing but bad news, and the AIDA Nova is just, her reputation is just in the toilet. Not a good bit of news there. Anyway, there you go. There's my little update for you. I think we're going to hear, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to hear from Royal Caribbean, either that or the shipbuilder on behalf of Royal Caribbean, that as the months go by, the delivery date for Spectrum of the Seas may not be made on time. And there are a bunch, there's like 14 other ships in various stages of construction at that shipyard. They're all behind, every single one of them, and it's costing the shipyard millions in penalties, late delivery charges, everything else. But for the cruise lines, it's a nightmare, because cruise lines love to talk to us about the new ship that's coming, and you can book the inaugural maiden cruise. You can book the 3rd week, the 4th week, the 5th week. They are pre-selling the ships out years in advance, and to have this happen is a disaster, and we'll have to see how this affects the business. Anyway, there you go. There's my little story, a couple of my little thoughts on what's going on. I'm happy to say hi to you and welcome you to the show. If you have any questions about these stories or anything else about cruising, please let me know. Let's talk. Let's compare. Welcome, Vivian. Thank you for coming. Kelly is here, 60 degrees in Pensacola, Florida. Welcome, Kelly Haston. I'm glad you're here. Who else is here? Tom Henry is here. He's saying we backed into port today. I'm in Antigua today. Sunny one moment, rainy the next. We backed into port. Got a great view from my rear balcony to watch for dock runners, but alas, we must have everyone. We're leaving now 10 minutes early. No one missed the ship. Too bad. That's always fun to watch the last of them come running back in. He says it's been great here. British Virgin Islands tomorrow, he says. Wonder if they will take my leftover pounds from Gibraltar back in May. Oh, my goodness. He's gaining weight on that cruise. Paul Wilgus is here. Hi, Paul Wilgus. 37 degrees in Virginia. Gotta be cool. Ay, ay, ay. Who else is here? Desi Wagner from Chicago. Hello, Bruce and the gang. Warmer today in Chicagoland, but snow showers expected again tomorrow morning for flight time. Will be okay, though. Desi is getting on a cruise ship, so it's all good, Desi. Fantastic. Just get out of there and head to warmer climates and get on a cruise ship. Debbie is here from Deb Guillemette from the northern New York State. 34 degrees. Snow has stopped. About 5 inches of accumulated snow in northern New York State. Oh, my gosh, Deb, stay warm out there and be safe. Wendy Thompson, hello, everybody. Hi, Bruce. A glass of white wine in my hand. Way to go, Wendy. Ed Tolson from New York. Hi, everybody. The snow is mostly melted today here in the Bronx. It's about 36 Fahrenheit or 3 degrees Celsius. Welcome, Ed. Brittany Lockwood, my college football team, won the game. Final score, 44-0. And that was their conference championship last night. Unbelievable. That's fantastic. Desi Wagner. Vivian, I'm on the Illinois-Wisconsin border. That's where I'm at. Okay. MG Toe, Brittany, I bet that was exciting. Desi Wagner, nice going, Brittany. Tracy Dunlop, hi, Bruce and all. It's 68 in Naples, Florida today, going down to the 50s tonight. Very nice for a change for us. We're cooling off. How about that? Let me use my Zoom feature on this camera here. I'll just bring it a little bit more so I can read these messages a bit easier from here. What else have we got here? Who else is here? So Tweety, hi, everybody. Woohoo, it's Friday. Welcome, So Tweety. Welcome to the show and the channel. Check out So Tweety's channel if you get a chance. She's approaching 500 subscribers on her own. Fantastic. She's wishing me congratulations. I'm wishing her congratulations. Auntie Jane, hello, Brucey and all. Well, here's sunny and hot. Congratulations, Sweet 16 rank. Auntie Jane is watching me from New Zealand, where it is the summertime. She's got the warm weather. We got the cold weather. Welcome, Auntie Jane. I'm glad you're here. Cool Jazz, Bruce, they made a mistake on that date. This date, they said April 2007. I'm not sure what date you're referring to. Perhaps you can enlighten me. Debbie Manuel, hi, Bruce and everyone. Fire depressing is so depressing, so won't update unless asked. Low 60s right now. Would be beautiful blue skies in Northern California if not for the smoke. Regular gas at $3.39 at Arco today in Chico, California, just outside of just a little bit north of Frisco, I believe. Debbie, welcome back, and I'm glad you are safe. MG Toe, I thought a woman runs YouTube. A woman does run YouTube. MG, I'm not sure why that's a big deal. So Tweety says it's female CEO. MG, yeah. So just like you. What's up, MG? What's the deal? Dina, cruising through life. Hello, TWB. Congrats on being in the top 40. Thank you, Dina. Again, I don't take it seriously. It's just a category that this entity made up. And if you take a look at travel channels on YouTube, there are probably 1 million of them. And to get into the top 250, you got to have 100,000 subscribers. You got to have millions of views. I think Jim Zimmerlin is in the top 250, but like 150, something like that. I don't know anybody else that's in the top 250 for cruise channels. I don't know anyone. But, we do what we do, and we're growing, and I love it. And so we'll just keep her going. Laugh out loud someday, maybe, says So Tweety. MG, there aren't that many cruise channels. Maybe that's why. Yeah, it could be. MG, if you could make one, film the new Ruby. Auntie Jane, thoughts with all of our TW families and people affected by the horrible fires, especially the Lucases. I'm thinking of them every day. Brittany, Bruce, that's awesome. I would rank you #1 because you do such an amazing job. Brittany, you're too kind. Nurse Nancy, hello again. Great to see you all. Hi, Nurse Nancy. Auntie Jane, oh, the fires. MG, now, when I go on cruises, it's for my own self-enjoyment. I don't film stuff. Vivian just shared you on the Facebook page. Thank you so much, Vivian. All of you out there who are sharing any of my videos with your friends on Facebook, that really helps me. If you can convince friends to share with their friends, oh, that would be incredible for this channel's awareness. It would really spill me out there. The further, the better. Any way that can be done. Thank you so much. Wendy, remember to give Bruce a thumbs up. Nurse Nancy, it's cloudy, dreary day in Wisconsin today, mid-30s. Debbie, thank you so much, Auntie Jane, for your kind thoughts and words. Paul Wilgus is saying hello there, Nurse Nancy. Desi, Bruce, congratulations on being my top 5, of course. YouTuber, you're one of my top 5. Thank you, Desi. I see I'm in the top 5 now. I love it. That's great. So, Tweety, when will you get a YouTube button? When will you get a YouTube button? Is the first one at 50,000 or 100,000 subs? I'm trying to remember how they do that. Is there one at? I think there's one at 25,000. You get something at 25. But then I think you need 100,000 for the next one, and then it's 1 million for the next one, and then it's 10 million for the big one. At this point in YouTube's existence, I think that's how they work. I don't know. I'm just this is so far down the road for this guy here. We're at 5,600. I'm tiny. I'm puny. I'm just. But I've come a long way in a year, and in 15 months from nothing to here, I'm grateful, and it's exciting. Love watching the growth. MG, that's because you allow people to tell it. What is it? People to tell it like it is when cruising. Well, that's what I do. Tracy, Debbie, we have been keeping up with the news. So very sad. Vivian Design. I'm going to Peoria next April, visiting friends here. Okay. Desi. Oh, Desi, not Design. Desi, I'm going to Peoria next April, visiting friends there. Oh, okay. Debbie, Bruce will be at James Charles numbers in no time. That's right. I'll be at 10 million subscribers in no time and 3 million views a day. All I got to figure out is how to put on makeup on my own face and get into this realm, because I don't know if cruising will ever get me to that level. I don't know. Debbie, I'm working it as hard as I can, as you know. So, Tweety, I hope they aren't just adding rooms. Let's see here. MG told Princess just opened their 2020 Alaska cruise schedule. Hey, soul sister. So Tweety, you want to go on a cruise with me? Tom Henry Bruce will be at 6K before I get home. Wow. That'd be kind of cool, Tom. So, Tweety, they chopped up the Island Princess, replaced the theater in the aft with cabins, and it was not a good change. So, Tweety, did you see Dawn is doing a group cruise to Alaska in 2020, MG? I'm thinking of that one right there. Right there's one. Cool Jazz. Hello, Tom Henry. Hey buddy. MG Toe, I saw that. So, Tweety, lots of complaints about that, I guess, expansion. It's, Wendy Thompson, have you seen any dock runners this cruise? She wants to know. So, Tweety, and so he's asking about the Royal, and oh, you mean the Island? Yeah, it's bad. Tom Henry, hi, Cool Jazz, doing great. Debbie Manuel, well, Tracy, can't believe the numbers that are reported. Air quality in Chico currently rating as hazardous. Just yuck. It's terrible. Oh, man. What's a dock runner? Kelly wants to know. When the ship leaves at 4 o'clock, sometimes people aren't there on time, and the ship will try to wait, for a little while. If they know that 10 people are coming, the last 10 people are coming, and they're on a tour that the cruise line organized, they'll usually wait for those 10 to get there because the tour is being organized by the cruise line. But if there are 10 or 15 people that are late because they're downtown shopping, or they're at the bar, or they didn't set their watches correctly, or their phone, then you have what are called dock runners, and you got people running down the dock trying to get onto the ship before she's pulling away. But sometimes they don't make it, and you see the ship 5 or 10 feet off the dock, and people are running down the pier trying to get to her, and it's too late. You're not getting on that ship because she will not stop and come back for you. You are toast. You have to figure out a way to meet the ship at her next stop, or just fly home from there. Your cruise is over, and make arrangements with the cruise line to get your luggage. Yuck. That can be rather uncomfortable, especially when you have parents on board, parents on the dock with kids on the ship, and mom and dad said, we'll be back in time. You kids have a good time at the pool, and we'll see you at 4 o'clock, and the parents don't make it back to the ship on time, and now the kids are on the ship without their parents. Whoa, we got problems. The phone calls start, and the ship will take care of the kids, but kind of traumatic, don't you think? Not fun. That's what a dock runner is. MG. So yeah, I saw that, but what do I do? What to do? Tour cruise, not just a sail. The tour through Alaska to Denali by train's a lot of fun. MG's kind of curious about these cruises to Alaska. Paul Wilgus, Tom Henry, the cough any better? Yeah, Paul, how's your cough? Cool Jazz, good to hear. I thought you had to go to court when I saw your pic. Someone was saying, I'm not sure what that's about. Wendy Thompson, anyone late for the ship? So, Tweety, people on my last Alaska cruise were raving about the land portion and Princess Lodge. Is that Denali train, the one with the glass roof? Is there a question? Tom Henry. Wendy Thompson, no, not positioned right most of the time, but today we backed in, so I had a front row view of the dock, and I was hoping that we'd have some dock runners. We left 10 minutes early, and no names called yesterday or today, so it looks like everybody made it back on time. Nurse Nancy, Tom Henry, enjoying your updates and photos. MG Toe, so yes. Debbie Emmanuel, Kelly, dock runners are people running to meet the ship before it departs. Tom Henry, not yet, Paul Lucas. I am coughing up some junk, and it's better. It's better after that gets out. Trying to keep those young lungs clear. Work on that, Tom. Kelly Haston, thanks, Debbie. Cool Jazz, dock swimmers are people swimming to the next port to meet the ship. Dock swimmers instead of dock runners. Tom Henry, the current movie download is now into 1+ hour. I hope it posts when downloaded. He's trying to get the next video up for us. He's trying to get a download onto the Facebook page for us with all of his photos. So Tweety, hey, Desi Wagner, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, so Tweety got Desi on there. Tom Henry, this is a special Bruce and Cool Jazz movie. Okay, thank you, Tom Henry, for that. Cool Jazz, Tom Henry, it was a boat trip. Kelly Haston, yeah, swimming logos are showing up. Tracy, keep wearing masks when outside. Debbie, I was just stunned when the new numbers came out today. My heart goes out to all those affected. It's terrible. You know, I'm hearing over 60 deaths now confirmed and over 600 missing people. 600. We had heard all week long that it was 20, 30, 40 deaths with 100 missing, 200 missing. Last night and the last 24 hours, we're now hearing 65 confirmed fatalities, over 600 people unaccounted for. It's just getting worse and worse, and they have forensics teams all over Paradise, all over all these other areas in Malibu, and they are unfortunately finding people who perished in their cars, in their homes, people who were in their cars and got, you know, the cars got too hot. They tried to make a run for it. They didn't last. It's just tragic. It's just a terrible thing. This firestorm was a killer, and it came up with very little warning. And there are people questioning the warning systems. How good are they? It was just terrible. California, what a terrible year. I feel for California. I love California. I wish I were living in Palm Desert. That's where I'd rather be right now, especially for the winter. But the areas, some of these areas are just in rough shape. I really feel for them. Mary Ellen, hi Bruce, I missed it. When will the new ships be in Port Canaveral? Convenient for me, and I like the port. Mary Ellen, there are ships coming into Port Canaveral all during this new cruise season. But I would recommend, if you want to find out, you know, what ships are coming into Port Canaveral, you can do a search on vacationstogo.com, my favorite website for cruise deals. You can go to that website and look up, for example, all cruises out of Port Canaveral from, say, January until April next year. If you had an interest in a Caribbean-type cruise or a cruise out of Florida for that time frame, you could just say, show me all cruises leaving Port Canaveral between January and April of 2019. And it'll show you every cruise ship line, every itinerary, whatever it is. You'll see them yourself. You can then look down the list of all the ships that are using Port Canaveral from January to April next year. Then you can do a search from, say, you know, May until the end of the year if you want. You'll see all those cruises, and you'll start noticing, oh, the so-and-so ship is using Port Canaveral, or this ship is using Port Canaveral, or you'll start to figure that out. You can do it that way. That's another way to do it. Vacations to Go is just an unbelievable website, really handy. Let's see here. So Tweety, I've never used a travel agent. I don't understand how they get paid. I want to have control of my own trips. So Tweety, I get you there. But travel agents are handy depending on, you know, who the person is that needs the help. You know, when I was I used to be in the corporate world. I used to be a VP of an investment company. This is back when I was in my 30s, my 20s too. And I was I was the VP for Alberta, and I was based in Calgary. I had 30 employees or 35 employees. I mean, my life was just up to here with the stock market. I had so much to do. And then I would get a memo from my boss in Toronto saying, We want you in the office, in head office, in on Tuesday. We want you here Tuesday for a series of meetings Tuesday afternoon. We want you in on Wednesday, and you can go home Wednesday night back to Calgary. Well, geez, I got 5 days notice, 4 days notice, 3 days notice. I haven't got the time to now find my own way. Of course, this was the 80s. And so I would tell my assistant, look, they got me going to Toronto. And she'd say, yeah, I saw that. Get on the blower and get me flights and a hotel, to Toronto back. Now, I didn't need a rental car in Toronto. I would be in downtown Toronto. The head office was downtown Toronto. I could walk to the head office from my hotel. So, airfare was arranged. And in those days, I call the good old days, my employer insisted that if I flew to Toronto for work, I flew first class. Those are the good old days. Of course, in those days, there was first class travel from Calgary to Toronto. There isn't anymore. It's now business classes as high as you can go. Anyway, so they would book me first class travel to Toronto and back with 4 days notice. It would be a fortune. They would put me in the Four Seasons Hotel or the West Inn or high-end hotel. A fortune, and I could have breakfast in the hotel in my room, or I'd go downstairs and charge it to my account, and it was a fortune. And then I would go to my meetings, and 2 days of meeting it up with the head office guys, getting the directives, and then flying back to Calgary, and the bill for that thing would be thousands of dollars. And thank goodness I didn't have to pay a dime of it. It was all covered by the firm. That's the way it used to be. But today, in today's modern world, travel agents have to go above and beyond just what a website can offer you. And if I were a travel agent today, I would be doing the all-inclusive deal for my clientele. I would have my customers so spoiled rotten that they would contact me and they would say, Bruce, I love going on cruises. I know you love booking me on cruises. You're so good at finding me deals. Whenever you come up across a deal, let me know. Well, I would be working every day of the week, 7 days a week, putting together potential cruises for my clients. I would be the proactive travel agent. I wouldn't be waiting for the phone to call me. Oh, I'd be calling my client. I'd be sending them emails every week. And I would telling my clients, hey, listen, the Symphony of the Seas just arrived in Miami. How would you like a deal the week after Thanksgiving? I know you live in Albany, New York. How about I get you down here to Miami by plane, and I'll put you up in a hotel the night before. We'll get you a free transfer to your cruise. You're going to have a balcony room for the week on the Symphony of the Seas. I've got you an upgrade to this. I've got you deals with promotional offers for specialty dining. I've got you reserved seating for the Aqua show. I've got you seating for the big theater show. I'll do it all. Let me know your thoughts. Here's a deal for you. I can get you this package for this price. Boom, all in. Now, I'm daring them to try and do it themselves. Go on the internet and try to find the flight, try to find the hotel, try to find the transfers, try to find the cruise, try to find all the amenities, and you tell me if you can get a better price than I just quoted you. I don't think you can do it, because I will put all these perks together to get you this package deal for you and your companion. Let me know if you want to go. I have availability limited, but I've got availability these weeks. Tell me. Now, I'm going to send that email out to 1,000 of my clients. And I'm just waiting for them to respond. Let me know. And as they respond, I can make these bookings all happen and take these cabins off the list of availability. And within a week or two, that deal that I showed you is gone. That deal's gone. You didn't get back to me within a week. It's too late. You got to get back to me now on another deal. But don't worry. Every week I've got another deal going out at you. I got another one in December. I got another one in January. I got another one in February. All kinds of cruise ships, all kinds of packages. That's what I'd be doing as a travel agent. I get paid by the airline to put your bum in the seat. I get paid by the hotel to get you in there. I get paid by the cruise line to get you in there. Of course I do. But you don't have to do anything but let me do the work on your behalf and enjoy yourself. And you will tell me at the end of that cruise, because I will ask you, how did you enjoy that holiday I booked for you? Did you have a good time? What can I do better next time? What would you rather do the next time? What was the best thing, the worst thing? Just respond to me. And then I would put together future cruises with you in mind where I'll say, you remember that cruise you were on 6 months ago on the Symphony of the Seas? How would you like to be on the blah, blah, blah cruise ship? I got this package put together for you, but remember, you didn't like this, you didn't like that. How about this and this instead? That's what a travel agent is supposed to do. If you don't have a travel agent doing that, you don't have a travel agent. You have someone waiting for you to call them to book them a flight, to book them a cruise. You're doing the work. You're doing the imagining. They're not doing it. They're just they're reactive, not proactive. I think a travel agent should be proactive and should be all over you. And you got to be going, my God, every month, every 2 weeks, this travel agent gives me another offer, another package, another idea. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. They'll go to their workplace, and at coffee break, they'll talk to their pals, and the pals say, well, what's going on in your life? And they'll say, oh, I just got another offer from my travel agent. I can't believe this deal. It's a deal to a cruise to Europe, and I can do this, 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 and this. And these people are going to say, oh, well, what are you, rich? What are you, like, did you win the lottery or something? No, I didn't win the lottery. These are such good deals. I wish I could take every offer this guy sends me, but I can't. I think that's what travel agents should be about. But that's just me on the outside looking in. What do I know? I'm just an old guy. Getting crudgy, apparently. Curmudgeon-y, Jennifer's saying. I'm becoming an old curmudgeon-y guy. I don't know. Is that true? I don't know. All right, let's see what's going on here. I got to catch up with you guys. You guys are putting in messages faster than I can read them. I should stop talking too. Nurse Nancy saying, hi, Fatima. MG Toe, the best deals through Costco or vacations2go.com. That's what MG's saying. So Tweety, I've heard good things about Costco, OBCs, free specialty dining, etc. Fatima, hi, Nurse Nancy. Cool Jazz. I have those deals now, pre and post cruise. Paul Wilgus, so Tweety, they get paid from the cruise lines, airlines, etc. You don't pay them. Mary, I tell my hubby he sounds like an old fart all the time lately. Haha. MG, yes. So the problem with most commercial travel agents is that all they do is sell the cruise, but they don't offer anything with the cruise. They don't keep up with the price reductions. So Tweety, and I would be giving them my money instead of the cruise line airlines, trusting them instead of dealing with them directly. Again, you know, it all depends on the agent. It all depends. Cool Jazz. I wanted to name RCL the next ship, Beethoven of the Seas. Okay, right on. Dina, Cruising Through Life, and a cartoon before the movie. That's right. You remember those days? We used to get cartoons. We don't get those anymore. Brittany Lockwood, Disney offers land and sea vacations with 3 and 4 nights at Disney Resort and then 3 or 4 nights at sea. Most of them, one part would be 3 nights and the other would be 4 nights and vice versa. I think that's a great idea. I think all cruise ships should be doing that. Every cruise line should be doing this through all kinds of combinations. I think it could be great. What do I know? Cool Jazz. They do the same thing to the movies. You have USA premiere and then European premiere. MG told Britt, you need to find a rich boyfriend that can take you on a Disney cruise. There you go. So Tweety, they have 5 opening ceremonies for each ship, kind of like that jewelry store on board that is a grand opening every other day of the cruise. Yeah, we have rings. We got we have necklaces. We got bracelets. We have too many rings. We have too many necklaces. Too many necklaces. That's right. You never stop. Yep. I Nurse Nancy. Yep. I could see the promo christening being done everywhere. They have to try to drum up revenue and excitement, but I guess it's okay to celebrate. If they're offering free drinks and free food, take it. I guess, you know, what the heck? Get a free tour of the ship. Okay. What the heck? D&G. Hello, Bruce and TWB family. D&G, how you guys doing? Well, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. The boys and I did our live deal this past Wednesday. That was a lot of fun. And I noticed you have a little uptick in your subscribers. I'm happy about that. Brittany Lockwood, some people may do a couple of nights in a Disney resort with a day in the parks. But I'm not sure if the land and sea vacations together or if both their parts are individual. I'm not sure. MG Toe, hey, D&G, you guys, I see like green food. I don't know what that means. Paul Wilgus, hello, Derek. Nurse Nancy, hi, guys. D&G. Dina, I think that it was smart to notify people. I think that was smart to notify people because the 2020 cruise itineraries were coming out. People would question that if the Triumph had no itineraries. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yes, when you change the name of a ship, obviously, you know, you notice that the Triumph is only offering cruises up to a certain point in time. And then what happened to the Triumph? I get it. I think a news release is good enough. The travel agent should know this. You send out the news announcement to the travel agencies. But then again, vacations2go.com, to me, if I was looking for a cruise on the Triumph, Carnival Triumph, and I went to say, It only went to 2019, November 30 or whatever. It went to January, December 31st, 2019, and I couldn't find a 2020 cruise. I would be looking up. I'd be wondering what's up, and I would like to see Vacations to Go add a little line under, after the last cruise, starting January the 1st, 2020. The Triumph will be now known as the Radiant or the Radiance or whatever they're going to call it. But again, that's just little things, no big deal. But yeah, I understand, Dima, they have to do that. Brittany, I have one willing to go Disney and one willing to go cruises when we do cruises together, but it'll be our first cruise ever. Okay. D&G, Brittany, we've done 2 Disney park / Disney cruise trips, and we did them separately. They really ran as 2 different companies. They run as 2 different companies, and that's true. The Disney line is a separate division of the Disney parks. And of course, the movie theaters are different and all the studios are different. It's all different entities inside the big Disney corporation. So when you book a cruise, you book the cruise. And when you book the park, you book the park. And then you got to figure out how to get the 2 together. And sometimes you can arrange a transportation through Disney from one to the other side. Dina saying hi to D&G. Fatima, I'm from Philadelphia. I don't like flying. Which port do you think is better for me? Bayonne, New Jersey, New York, or Baltimore? Well, it depends on where you want to go. If you're going to cruise in the summer, Bayonne, New Jersey, and New York, great. Cruising in the summer, Baltimore would be fine too because it's just south of you. But in Baltimore, you may only have a limited number of ships available. Same thing out of New York. You want the best variety for cruise ship selection, especially in the winter. You're going to Florida. But now you got to get there from Philly. And in the wintertime, if you don't want to fly, you can take Amtrak, I guess. But be mindful of the weather. Just be mindful of the weather. If you've got a Saturday departure from Miami, in the wintertime, and you are thinking of getting down there the day before, great. But if a blizzard is coming, if you see your weatherman saying, hey, we're getting a nor'easter, it's going to hit us on Thursday, and it's going to be bad for 4 days, you better get out of Dodge before Thursday. Don't even think of leaving Friday to get to Miami on time. You better get out maybe on Tuesday. So you better be flexible if you're not flying. But then again, if you're flying out of Philly and there's a nor'easter coming, you may have to fly out on Wednesday anyway because Philly, the airport might be shut down. So just be mindful of the weather, depending on the time of year and what kind of cruise you want to go on. Okay, let's see who else is here. What else is going on? I'm just going to come through down here. Let's see here. Sorry, folks. I'm just trying to catch up with you guys. There's a lot of small talk here, so that's okay. I don't want to go through small talk. I want to kind of get up. But Nutsocks is here. Hey, Bruce. Anyone ask about the Navigator yet? I get on the ship in a week. No one has asked about it. No one has said anything about it. Apparently, all is fine. It's calm and quiet. I've had no comments from anybody on board the ship with problems. It's in the Bahamas, and she's heading to your port shortly. Get down there, get on her, and enjoy yourself. Hopefully, all is well. TRG 7843, employees, please take the offer and work overtime. I have already booked the first sailing of the Spectrum. Oh man, keep your eye on that, TRG. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Brittany, I know some stuff I'm going to ask for either my birthday or Christmas, and it's Traveling with Bruce stuff. Right on. Traveling with Bruce merchandise on Redbubble. Those of you who are picking up Traveling with Bruce merchandise, thank you very much. Thank you for all your support, by the way. Just, you guys are great. Nurse Nancy, that had to be really disappointing for those booked on the AIDA. Oh, crushing. People booked 2 years ago, year and a half ago, all canceled from November 15th now until December the 19th, all canceled. What a mess. An absolute disaster for the PR department. So, Tweety, so many stories this year teaching us to buy trip insurance. Geez, weather, arsonists, minor technical difficulties. Minor. Yeah, like we have a hole in the side of the ship. It's minor. You know, I get so many people attacking me on my channel about me being a Debbie Downer kind of guy. They're all upset about me. I'm always talking about bad news all the time, and I'm thinking, yeah, you don't want me to tell you there was a hole in the side of the ship you might be going on? Like, really? You just want me to tell you about the renovation, about the new water slides? Is that all you want me to talk about? Man, that's amazing. What can I say? Brittany, I'm really surprised AIDA Nova is it's on a set of sea trials. Well, it's doing it at the same time. They got the contractors on board the ship, building her out, fixing her up while they're doing the sea trials at the same time. They got a beehive of activity going on that ship, but they're late. Brittany, saying Brittany, Juan Garcia, yes sir. Hi Juan, MG Toast. So the best advice I can give you is buy trip insurance. There you go. Juan is saying Allure is really nice. I'm in Miami. It's nice here. Juan, welcome to the show. Glad you're here. Allure is a nice ship. It's getting on in years, 7, 8 now, but great ship. Oasis, great ship. They're going in for dry dock next year. They'll be freshened up. They'll be brought up to speed to top standards, and a lot of happy memories on those ships already and more to come. Cool Jazz, I'm surprised they don't close down the damaged cabins and sail the darn ship. At least they will make some money until replacement cabins get there. Cool Jazz, I don't think it's cosmetic. I think we have other problems beyond that. I did read something about the theater, the actual grand theater inside the ship. The flooring is all screwed up. They've got problems with the flooring. There's electronic lighting issues. There are more than cosmetic. There are other issues. They're trying to blame a lot of the problems on the uniqueness of the ship being the first of its kind, having so many new technological advancements. They're trying every excuse in the book to try to tell us that, sorry, we did the best we could, but we're just behind getting her finished, but we still got problems to deal with. But those fires, I think those fires were more than cosmetic. I think wiring behind the walls melted. The PVC plumbing between floors issues, perhaps pumping units. Just what's behind the crew. What's behind your cabin's walls will amaze you. And what's behind, above you, and below you, all the logistics that connects your cabin to all the other cabins. And through the hallways and everything else, the plumbing and the wiring and the air purification systems, it's just stunning. And so when there's a fire on board a ship that happens in any of these areas, it could affect all kinds of decks above and below. This can be the problem. And it could be simply, they've already figured out the problem. They just now have ordered replacement parts that will basically allow cabins above, beside, and below this cabin to work properly. We're talking maybe 50 cabins affected, 80 cabins affected. I don't know. It could be quite, a problem. So parts are on order, but they have to be specially made because this ship is a one-off. There aren't 25 AIDA Novas out there. There's only one, and now they have to order more parts that they never thought they had to reorder. All of a sudden, they got to order pumping parts or electronic switching systems or all kinds of other stuff. I don't know. It's no one will tell me. The cruise line doesn't want to share that information. The shipbuilder doesn't want to talk about it. The multi-million-dollar problems structurally they're having on the ship, they don't want to talk about it because everything will be perfect when the ship is delivered, but not on time. Now it's late. That's the story. Sorry. What else have we got here? Steaming Bean, what are the updates on today's deals on Black Friday? Don't have any updates for you. Steaming Bean, Cyber Monday, don't have any for you. Might have some next week. So Tweety, I never have, so Tweety says, I never have MG, but will for future trips. I spoke with one woman who had insurance that reimbursed her for most of her cruise cost because they skipped one port. That's interesting. MG told Wendy, I have a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon that I'm sipping. Too bad Robert Brandt was not here. Everyone else was missing. Anyway, Robert Brandt, I hope to hear from him next week when he's back. MGB, nice. Steamer, what's that? Okay, yes, Cyber Monday, Shrove Tuesday, Ash Wednesday. I'm not sure what that means. D&G, Juan Garcia, do you live in Miami? Adina, yes, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, the Steaming Bean. I'm waiting patiently. Not waiting patiently. D&G Exports. Yes, we bought insurance for our cruise coming up because of all the issues the others have had. Good job, guys. Steaming Bean, MG Tow, it's a men's advocacy group, men going their own way. That's what MG Tow stands for. MG, be nice, please. Juan, yes, I do live in Miami. Thank you, Juan. Welcome aboard. Cool Jazz, the date on your number 16. Did you read the article? Yeah, I did. I did see that. It was ancient. Yeah, these were. I don't know when this list was put together. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just someone's list. But hey, it's nice to be ranked, I guess. I don't know. Fatima, I like Matt for Royal Caribbean and Sherry for cruise sticks. They are my top two favorites, and of course you, Bruce, laugh it out loud. Well, thank you very much. Steamer Friday after 4 p.m. Yahoo! D&G. One, we are leaving out of Miami in 2 weeks on the Bliss. Sweatshirt weather, question mark. Tom Henry. Okay, I can talk again. I was getting error messages. Must have had a timeout. Beautiful weather today, Juan is saying in Miami. Absolutely beautiful. Brittany Lockwood, it was exciting to watch on TV and listen to back in 2005. My college's football team won the conference championship. The steamer, the Minister of Education and the Deputy Minister were at the school today, and this big fella managed to hide amongst the woodwork. Right on, buddy. D&G. Tom Henry, how you doing? Paul Wilgus, D&G, you hardly ever need to wear a sweatshirt in Miami. That's probably true. Tom Henry, I am doing great, Derek. The steamer, Bruce needs to get himself on a cruise. I do. I can't wait. D&G, Paul Wilgus, knowing my luck, it'll snow. Paul Wilgus, laughing out loud. Brittany, Bruce, you will need to get at least 1 million to really rank up there. I think you're right. The steamer, Don lives in frigid Ottawa and wants to head to Alaska. That's too much. What are you talking about, Don? Why? Yeah, Don, I don't know. I understand, Don. It's pretty up there. Tom Henry, anyone know any new info on our group cruise? Not until next week when Robert gets back. Will I have any new info? I am guessing the steamer. Toque, you mean a toque, a woolen cap? A toque, yeah, woolen cap. So Tweety, laugh about steamer. Alaska in June is perfect weather for me. Hiking in a t-shirt. Paul Wilgus, steaming bean. Alaska in June is nice. MG, save up to 87% with newly reduced exclusive rates. Plus, receive shipboard credits of up to $1,000 per cabin on select sailings in Alaska. Yeah, that's what they're all saying. Go to Vacations to go to get your best deal for an Alaska cruise. Steamer, maybe I should do a cruise like that. MG Tato, other regions, shipboard credits are as good as cash on the ship and can be used towards onboard purchases, not covered in the cruise fare, like treatments in the Canyon Ranch Spa or private customized shore excursions. Book by November 30. Click here for departure and rates. Vacationstogo.com. That's where you go. I'm saying, yep. Let's see. Steamer MG Tow Vacations to Go is I use because of Bruce. I use them because of Bruce. Sounds like a crazy deal, says So Tweety. D&G, Tom Henry, I think you will get more group cruise information when the Brents get back. I agree. Airfare isn't going to get any cheaper, so hopefully there's info soon. Tom Henry, after my strange week this week, I hope we hear from them again. Tom Henry, So Tweety, I'm already booked air and pre-post hotel, so hoping it does not evaporate. Debbie, high steamer July would be good for Alaska. We left June 30 last year. It was a great time to go. Tom Henry, Paul, and I will have to do our own group cruise before that week. It does. If it does, yeah, you'll have to do your own. So, Tweety, I mean, the cruise is already a pretty good price without the promised discounts, but of course, half off and free drinks would be better, of course. Jeremy G, why isn't there more cruise ships? Why aren't there more cruise ships leaving from Long Beach? Why aren't there more is the question. Jeremy, that's a good question. You know, it used to be that that Holland America had a bunch of cruises out of San Diego. They cut that out. Now they're bringing them back. Then LA was sort of spotty with cruise ships. The Princess was using them. Other cruise lines are kind of in and out. Royal Caribbean abandoned LA for a while. Now they all seem to be coming back again. I think in 2008, 2009, when we had the meltdown, that backed off a lot of cruise ships. They backed off and decided we're going to go where we know we can sell out the cruise ship for sure. Because out of California, the cancellations were rampant because the California housing market just collapsed on itself. Fresno, Sacramento, lots of LA, prices in many parts of California collapsed. Same in Arizona and in Nevada. And that affected cruise ships off the West Coast. So cruise lines thought, we got to get out of here because our clientele are getting hammered with the housing market meltdown, the layoffs. And so they backed off and went over towards the Caribbean, where it's cheaper to operate. The ships don't travel as far. And then they were slowly coming back to areas where the cruising got better. Alaska improved, so they went up to Alaska. And now finally, California is improving. But keep in mind, if you're operating a cruise ship off the West Coast and in California in particular, it's not cheap. Cruise lines pay dearly to operate out of California. If you have to buy fuel for your cruise ship, you don't want to buy it out of California. You want to buy your fuel out of Mexico. If you want to buy food, it's more expensive. If you want to bring cruise people in to work on your cruise ship, to fly them into California, it's expensive. You got to house them in a hotel, maybe not. The taxes and the fees, it's just more money. Insurance, it's higher. Liability insurance is higher. But with an improving economy in the last 4 or 5 years, definitely, and new cruise ships coming out, the interest is building up again for West Coast cruising. And so All America's back in San Diego. California has attracted Carnival with her existing cruise ships, and now the new Panorama coming to Long Beach. The Long Beach port has been improved. The LA port hasn't really been improved much, but Princess is using her, and Norwegian now is using her as well. San Francisco is open for more business, and the business seems to be there. So Seattle pouring a ton of money into her cruise area, into her docks. $340 million additional dollars going in now for the next year or two to make Seattle even more attractive. So that's probably a roundabout way of saying why it's getting a bit better, but it's not as hot and as popular yet as Florida is, because you have limited places you can go out of California. You have to go to Mexico to do a stop in Mexico if you're going to leave San Diego. So even if you go from San Diego to San Francisco and back, you got to go to Ensenada for a day before you can come back to be in compliance with the Jones Act. You have to be in an international port at least for 1 day to qualify for the Jones Act, and that allows you to hire the people you're hiring on board your ship. Otherwise, you got to hire Americans and charge double the fare to the passengers. You're going to take a cruise from LA to Alaska, you got to stop in Canada on the way up or on the way back. If you're going from Seattle to Alaska, you got to stop in Victoria or Vancouver for 1 day at least and do a Canadian stop. So that's part of the logistical problem there. With Florida, how easy is it? You got to go to a different country. 45 miles is Bahamas from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, piece of cake. So you can easily stop in a foreign country under the Jones Act out of Florida. A little different out of California. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's see here. Tom Henry is two is a group, right? D&G, Tom Henry, hopefully that won't happen and more of the TWB family can meet. Paul Lucas, laughing out loud, Tom. Yes, more than one is a group. Tom Henry, guess maybe I should check the USPO tracking on the twins' gift to see if it was delivered. D&G, Tom Henry, I think two is a couple. Debbie, hi Thomas, I call myself a group. Paul Lucas, D&G Explorers, laughing my you-know-what off. I won't even say what I'm thinking. Tom Henry. Nurse Nancy, will you be my TA, Bruce? Nurse Nancy, will you be my TA? What you want me to be your travel agent? Oh my God, I haven't got enough to do. 70 hours a week doing this channel, and you want me to be your travel agent too? Oh my gosh, Nurse Nancy, I'll just give you the ideas, and then you can kind of take it from there. But I'll do the best I can. Love you guys. MG Jerome, I'm there. Carnival is building a multi-million-dollar cruise port in Long Beach, but it's a secret. Don't tell anybody. Mary Allen, Bruce, we need you to be a travel agent. Jeremy, cool. Thanks for that info. MG, Jeremy, secret, laugh out loud. MG, everyone wants to see the West Coast of the United States, and cruise companies are catching on. So Tweety, I love West Coast cruising because I don't have to fly as far as So Tweety, or I can take a train. MG, the U.S., Canada, Mexico, it's a closely guarded secret, just like the far east coast of the U.S. and Canada. Bonnie, in the top 40. Yay, Bruce, way to go. Jeremy G, I agree, Tweety. Bonnie, I wish Princess would have a few short cruises on the east coast. D&G, So Tweety, MG Tow, is the water rougher in the Pacific than the Caribbean? Can be. It can be. Tom Henry, the tracking says insufficient address. This gets more interesting all the time. Unbelievable, Tom. It's unbelievable. MG Tow Mexico is building more cruise ports along the Mexican Riviera in Baja. Tom Henry, I will need to leave for supper. Moderno tonight. So in my experience, it is going from California to Vancouver. Can be rocky. It can be. D&G, sorry to hear, Tom Henry. Bonnie, I'd rather get a lower price for cruising solo. I don't care about specialty restaurants. Fatima McCoy, go Bruce. Thumbs ups for Bruce. How many have I got? 27. Thank you, everybody. How many are here? 42 are here. How you doing, 42 people? Paul, Tom Henry, will get interesting to see if the package is returned. Have a great dinner. Jeremy took that cruise from San Diego to Vancouver, Canada, Tweety, and it was smooth sailing. There you go. D&G, have a great dinner, Tom. Paul, Wiggles, Bonnie Bernstein, me too. I need Bruce as a travel agent. MG Tow, D&G, The weather is great during the winter, but that's why I'm going next week on the Ruby to Mexico. Mexico's catching on. They need people to service the cruise industry. Bonnie Bergstein, the steaming bean. I live in Florida. I want to go to Alaska every summer. Dina, have fun, everyone. Talking cruising. I'm off to pick up a couple of grandkids. Right on, Dina. You take her easy. So Tweety. I'm sure season weather and lots of other things play into it. I just pack the Dramamine and take it. I just take it when the ship starts moving a lot. Bonnie, wonder if Morgan O'Brien will make it back to Bayonne. He's on his way back from a Bermuda cruise, question mark. DNG, I take Dramamine just looking at the water, so I'm always prepared. MG, so just ask for some ginger if you have a problem with seasickness. Just ask for some ginger. Paul Lucas, laughing out loud. Derek, Jeremy, behind the ear patch works well. So Tweety, thanks to MG. Bonnie, Bruce, you keep telling us everything good and bad. I do. So Tweety, laughing out loud. Derek, Nutsocks. What number one? Who's number one in the rankings? I don't even know. I didn't even pay attention to it. I just went right to 16 to see where I was, what was going on there. Margie Chatwick, with trip insurance, will trip insurance be included using a travel agent? Margie, that's a good question. Margie, welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel. I'd love to know where you're watching me from. People are already answering your question for you. The answer is generally they won't offer it necessarily, but if they're any good at their job, they would. But Margie, if you want to look into travel insurance, my recommendation, first thing you do, don't even talk to your travel agent. Talk to your insurance agent. Who do you use for your car insurance? Who do you use for your home or apartment insurance? Talk to those people. Talk to them about the fact that, hey, I've got car insurance with you guys. I have life insurance with you guys. I have house or home or apartment or other insurance with you guys. Do you offer travel insurance? And if I were to add travel insurance to all the insurance you're giving me now, what kind of deal can you give me? And you might be shocked at what they can do for you. They might be able to get you travel insurance on any kind of traveling you do, even if it's going to see relatives in another state and your car gets broken into, or you run into whatever issues on a flight from Pittsburgh to Milwaukee, for whatever purpose. If you've got travel insurance through an insurance agent, they might be able to give you all kinds of comprehensive coverage you never thought was available, and you won't even think about using the insurance from a travel agent because the agent will only give you insurance for this particular trip under certain circumstances. But the deductibles or the exemptions might be so dramatic that you'll never cash in on a problem. Whereas with your own insurance agent for life, home, or auto, they might have a package that they can build right into your home insurance or add it on to your existing policies. Check them out. Give them a try. You never know. Anyway, that's my 2 bits worth. Bonnie, glad I had the Carnival trip insurance since I had to cancel due to illness. Already got my money back. MG Toe, Margie, not unless you ask for it because most travel agents don't know what the hell they're doing. Nurse Nancy, I love your laugh, Bruce. Nothing wrong with telling it like it is. So Tweety, glad it worked for you, Bonnie. Paul, Margie, not automatic, but most will try to sell it to you because they make a commission off of it, and that's the problem. That could be a problem because they might sell you the policy that the travel agent company that they work for, the agency they work for, is saying, push this policy on everybody because they're paying an extra 10% commission on the deal. It's not better for you. It's better for their payout. You want to go with an independent insurance broker that gets paid no matter where you buy the insurance. And if it's a broker that deals in home, life, and auto, you might be better off. This is just me throwing it at you. Look into it. It might be well worth your while. Okay. Let's continue on. I gotta breathe. Let's see here. Bonnie, MG Toe, I had to remind my travel agent to get trip cancellation insurance for me. Glad I did. Debbie, Margie, my travel agent never comped me my trip insurance. Always have paid extra, so it's never complimentary. MG, good for you. Chad, thank you, Paul. Bonnie, steaming bean, I still want a shopping bag filled with 75% off cruises for Black Friday. That's what I want. Paul Wilgus, me too, Bonnie. Bonnie, Paul Wilgus, great minds think alike. Cool Jazz, Bruce, I'm not talking about the ranking. They said your channel started April 2007. You started April. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool Jazz. I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay. Excuse me. Here's the deal. All right. I had a YouTube account. And I started watching YouTube videos in April 2007. Okay. And when I opened my channel in August 2017, I went into my account and I had a button that said, open a channel. And I said, yeah, I want to open it. I want to create a channel. So I hit the button, went through all the questionnaires and all the setup stuff. And YouTube just assumed, well, he's a YouTuber since 2007. Yeah, I'm a watcher. I watched YouTube videos starting in 07 until August 17. I still watch YouTube channels today, but I happen to have a channel as well since August 17. So this ranking entity, what they've done is they've just done a search through YouTube and through search engines to try to find channels that talk about cruising. In my case, they found a whole bunch of channels that talk about travel, of course, to start with. They start with all the airline channels, all the hotels, all the resorters, and then the cruise people. And I'm one of those. And then they put a list of channels together, and they got 40 of them, and I got ranked number 16. Why am I number 16? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe the number 1 channel that they ranked as the number 1 best cruise channel, it could be a client of theirs. Because remember, they're in the business of promoting YouTube channels and other social media entities out there. They'll promote my Amazon affiliate link if I hire them to. They'll promote my Redbubble store if I hire them to. And they'll promote my YouTube channel if I hire them to. But they've ranked me number 16 because maybe the top 10 channels are customers of theirs. And the next 30 are customers they're hoping to get. And they've added me in at number 16 to say, hey, you're number 16. We could make you like we could make you a top 5. You know, we could get you up there depending on how much money you spend with us. We can promote you. Even though if they don't promote me very well, they might rank me number 4 next year in their next ranking. And then they might come out with a new ranking, a new top 40 of up and coming YouTube travel channels. And they rank me number 8 because I'm a customer. And they're going to rank, 50 of them. They put me at number 8, and there's like 42 behind me. And the next 15 are customers. And after that, they're all hopeful customers that they're going to try to attract. This is what I think is going on. That's why I'm not taking it so seriously. I'm happy I'm ranked in any way that I'm ranked, but I have to earn your views and your attention the old-fashioned way. I got to deliver what you want, and that's what I got to do. But anyway, there you are. That's just my thinking on it. So that's why it says I started in 2007, because they didn't talk to me. They never talked to me. They've never contacted me ever. By the way, the information on there is like they said I have 4,900 subscribers. It's a month or two old. It's not even current. But anyway, whatever. Robert Brandt does not exist, says MG Toe. Bonnie, it was a lovely day in South Florida today. Mary, Bruce, do you book through Vacations to Go website or just get prices there? I do both. Mary, I do both. I look at the site for the pricing, and I go to the cruise line for their pricing, and I find out what the offers are. I find out if the cruise line is offering any freebies, and then I check with Vacations to Go, and I call the 800 number, and I talk to an agent there, human being, I love them, and I tell them, hey, I'm looking at this cruise. Your cruise deal number says this is the price, and what can you do for me? Because I'm also looking at the website for the cruise line, and they're saying this. Can you do better than they can do? And then I leave it to them. Whoever gives me the best deal, that's who I book through. So I either call the 800 number for the cruise line, or I call the 800 number for vacation. Or I'll call them both, and I'll talk to them and just get an idea what they're telling me, what's the deal right now, and I'll let them know. I'll get back to you. Let me think about it, and then I get back to them. I compare the two of them against each other, and I'm not shy of telling them it. I'll tell them that. Yeah, perform, baby. Jump for me, please. MG Toe, early July is the best time to go to Alaska. The best. So, Tweety, where are the Northern Lights visible? When are the Northern Lights visible? Winter, in the winter time in Canada. Bonnie, I'm booked on the Scott Singer Group cruise to Alaska on next May 1st. That's going to be a good time. MG Toe, so late winter, he thinks. So, Tweety, awesome. Bonnie, what ship? Mary, Vacations to Go has lots of good prices on cruises out of San Juan. No BOGO, of course. There you go. So, Tweety, oh, I want to go then. Mary Ellen Shaw, I want to cruise out of Florida. Bonnie, so Tweety, Island Princess. I'm on the Island Princess. Let's go here through some more comments. I got to catch up with you guys. Bernie, I'm booked on the Ocean View cabin far aft. This is great. Smart booking, Bonnie. I love those rooms. Also, the rooms with the small stairway up to the horizon pools. I think that was on the Ruby. Bonnie, so tweety. I'm about an hour away from Fort Lauderdale. So did you go on the Ruby? MG Toes asking. Yes, MG. I've been on it several times. Says so tweety. I will enjoy it. Says I will enjoy it. Says MG. Bonnie, so tweety. Island Princess is an interesting ship. Horizon Court is at the front of the ship. So tweety. You have a pretty high bar for being entertained or impressed. Laugh out loud. So tweety. I think you'll go though. You'll go through. Let's see. MG says, good. Let's go on the Sapphire Princess through the Suez Canal. Jeremy says, thank you, Bruce. You're welcome, Jeremy. So tweety, you mind. D&G Explorers. By the way, Bruce, congratulations on being number 16 out of 40. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's meaningless, but thank you. Bonnie, so tweety, I haven't been on the Diamond class Princess ship yet. Many other Princess ships. MG, so maybe if you show me a good time, MG, be good. You're such a traitor to your name, MG. You're such a traitor. Margie, how do you feel about the Liberty ship? The question mark. I have no feeling on it one way or the other. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't tell you anything about the Liberty. Has anyone been on the Liberty of the Seas? Can anyone tell Margie all about it? Kelly, I see green pancakes, D&G. MG Toe, no, I'm not. Women are for recreation only. I'm not that kind of guy. Okay. Laugh out loud, so tweety. D&G, so tweety, I need you to be my bodyguard. You hold your own. Laugh out loud, D&G. Thank you. Cool Jazz Cruise Tips TV #1. D&G Explorers. Laugh out loud. Kelly Hassan at the Green Pancakes. They were very good. Margie Chadwick saying Alabama, and Bonnie Sherry Cruise Tips TV was #1. Sea Cruisers was #2. Oh, that's who they rent. See, now maybe they use their service, maybe they don't. I don't know. I'm just saying maybe they don't. I don't know. MG, cool. A couple of years ago, I was in a cabin next to Sherry at Cruise Tips TV. She stood up to my waist. Was a very cheery person. Okay. And Mary, good tip for insurance. Vivian, D&G, that was a huge cup of hot chocolate. Ronnie, your credit card might give you credit card insurance if you use it to book your travel. That's true too. Look into your own credit card company, see what kind of insurance they have for you, but check the deductibles and the exemptions. Be careful. Those could be so loosey-goosey. I don't know. You need a professional in the insurance game to really tell you what you're getting and what you're not getting. That's why you want to use a broker who knows their stuff. It's all they do. That's who you want to use for insurance. People who don't do anything but do insurance. They know it. That's what you want. You kind of want the kind of person that if you have a problem on a trip, you can call them and say, hey, listen, I went on this trip and I got a problem. That policy you sent me, am I covered? Am I okay? And they can look at it for you. And they'll say, yeah, you're covered for this, but not for that. You can get this, but not for that. You might be shocked at all the coverage you actually do have because you used a professional to set you up for the insurance that will work for you. You get what you pay for. Get an insurance broker to be on your side. I think it's the way to go. Bonnie, my regular travel agent, gets my travel insurance included in my book with Princess. The top insurance. It's the top insurance for me. Bonnie, Bruce, Sherry at Cruise Tips TV is #1 in the rankings, and Sea Cruisers #2. So I assume it's viewership. And you could be right, Bonnie. It could be that this guy put the 40 together and he figured, well, the top 5 have to be the highest viewed channels, but then I can fiddle with the numbers a little bit. And maybe I can take some of my customers and make them the next top 5. And then I'll find some channels that I'd like to get as customers, and I'll kind of give them a ranking, but not like way up there, but kind of where I can get them. I'll show them I can get them up there next time. Well, next year, if I'm a customer of this guy, and again, I'm only speculating that this is what's happening. I'm a customer of this guy. Surprise, surprise, I'm a #9. And a year after that, I'm #7. Like, wow. Yeah. I don't know. I guess if my channel goes to 100,000 subscribers by itself, and Cruise Tips TV has 90,000 subscribers, and Sherry has 70,000, so maybe I'll be #1 in 2 years because I have 100,000 subscribers, even though I'm not a client of this guy. He has to make me #1. It's kind of fun, though, isn't it? It's fun. I just like being included. It's great to be noticed. The channel is to the point now where it's being discovered by these kinds of people. I can tell you right now, my emails are blowing up. I am getting emails from all kinds of entities out there that specialize or like to say they're specialists in social media advancement. They're coming to me saying, hey, we found you on Twitter. We found you on Facebook. We found you on YouTube. You're doing really well. Way to go. You want to do better? We can help you be even better than you are. And I say, thank you very much. As soon as my subscribers stop growing, maybe I'll talk to you. But right now, I got subscribers coming, doing it all myself. I'll keep going the way I'm going until I find a better way. Now, if YouTube were to call me, actually call me like a human being, talk to me from YouTube, it's not gonna happen. But if a YouTuber contacted me and said, hi, I'm so-and-so with YouTube. I'm an ambassador and I help channels do better. We really love the way you're working your channel. We love the way you're interacting with your viewers, blah, blah, blah. We're going to help you even grow faster, because as a YouTuber, the more money you make from advertising, the more money we make at YouTube from you. You're now making us money. We want you to become a big-time YouTuber because you seem to be a full-time kind of guy. Oh, I'd love that. I'd be happy to talk to him, work with him. It's not going to happen. It's not happening. I'm hundreds of thousands of subscribers away from even being noticed by anybody. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. There could be somebody there in head office going, Bruce, you're an idiot. We're watching you. We're watching everything you do. I don't. No one calls, so I don't. I guess I'm just getting old and curmudgeon-y. That's it. That's what it is. I'm getting old and curmudgeon-y. It's okay. D&G, Bonnie Bursting. I'm not sure because Lalita Loca wasn't on the list, nor was Dawn's Family Vacations. Debbie, you're still my #1 channel, Bruce, if that helps at all. Bonnie, Debbie, I love you. You know, you're one of my #1s. I have a lot of #1 viewers. Yeah, I love you guys. You guys are great. Paul Wilkes, D&G Explorers. I noticed that. Bonnie, MG Toe. Wow, I love Tiny Sherry and her family. MG Toes laughing out loud. Steamer, on Princess, you can get a balcony cheaper than an interior. From time to time, you're right. Bonnie, D&G, I was wondering about that. Lalito and Dawn have a lot of viewers. MG, I found the Princess has cruises for the same price as Carnival, has all the add-on stuff that you pay for. MG, best insurance I found is through USAA Insurance. Bonnie, Bruce, I was amazed that the Carnival insurance was so good. As soon as my DR wrote the note that I was sick, as soon as my doctor wrote the note I was sick, couldn't travel, it was approved. Whew, that's awesome. Good deal, Bonnie, and I'm happy for you, Bonnie. I'm really happy that worked out like that. That's great. So, Tweety, Bruce's response to being on this list is very MG skeptical. It's curmudgeon-y. I think that's what it is, Bonnie. So, Tweety. Bonnie, Bruce, Princess Cruise Lines was #3. I don't know what you mean. Princess Cruise Line #3. Oh, maybe I don't understand. On the chart on that ranking, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to it, to be honest. Hunter Romans, first time here. Hi, Hunter. How you doing, buddy? Hello, everybody. How are you, Hunter? Where are you watching us from? Welcome to the channel. Have you ever cruised before? Let us know. The gang here will welcome you. Fantastic, you're here. Paul Wilgus, hello, Hunter. Kelly, welcome. Debbie Manuel, hi, Hunter. Hunter Romans, hello, everybody. Fatima, hi, Hunter. Bonnie, MG Toe, Bonnie. This time on the Ruby, I'm going with the ship's insurance. It was less expensive and covered the same stuff as USAA. Right on. Brittany, age is just a number, and it all has to do with a person's mindset. There you go. D&G, hello, Hunter Romans, welcome. MG, last word, always get trip insurance. So, Tweety, knock on wood, MG, absolutely. There you go. I caught up to your messages. It wasn't easy today. Way to go. Thank you for all those messages. I just love talking to you guys. Always good advice for cruisers out there. You know, the insurance thing, the drink package thing, what to pack, what not to pack, what to do when you get to certain ports, what not to do. It's all good. I welcome all that kind of information. Alunai, soon, Bruce, you'll look out your window and you'll get off my get off my lawn, you kids. That's right. You little monkeys, get off my lawn. I'm gonna have to get one of those hats, you know, like frumpy, squish kind of hats, you know, and I don't know. Walk with a stoop and a cane and just be waving my old gnarly old finger at those kids. Get off my lawn. Oh my goodness. Oh, I want to go to Palm Desert so bad. I want to be in a gated community. I want to be able to walk to my hot tub every night and just sit under the stars and bubble away and think about my channel and what am I going to do next and think about my upcoming cruise. That's what I want to be thinking about. Oh, my, having fun. So Twitty, frumpy hat and a rake. Laughing out loud. Yeah, that's right, you kids. Oh, man. Oh, it's all downhill. What can I say? I want to be a frumpy old man on a cruise ship. That's what I want to be, a frumpy old YouTuber with his frumpy peeps, all of his frumpy viewers getting together and talking about cruising together. That's what I want, to hang out with my frumpy people. I look at my analytics and it tells me the average age of my viewers. We're frumpy. We're getting there, you know. A lot of us are getting frumpy. Oh, man, too much fun. Having too much fun. Anyway, there you go. Today was November the 16th, 2018. It was a Friday. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time on my show today. 29 thumbs ups today. Fridays are not one of my top ranked viewing days. The number one day for live shows, Mondays. Mondays, I have the most views of any day of the week. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays, I do 2 shows. So I have 2 days worth of views. But Mondays, Wednesdays are usually pretty good too. But Fridays get kind of quiet. Saturday get quiet. I'm on tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern time. I'll talk about whatever's going on in the cruise world if there's anything happening, but I will have trivia tomorrow. For those of you who can't play trivia during the week because it's too late for you, Tuesday at 2 p.m. I'm on, and I will be doing trivia tomorrow afternoon. I look forward to having any of you come by, a bunch of you come by. Steamer Frumpy, moi, I'm just a 51-year-old kid. Vivian, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Don't be late, Bruce. No, tomorrow, Vivian, 2 in the afternoon, my time. 7 p.m. maybe your time. Maybe that's what it is. Paul Wilgus, great show, Bruce. Everybody tomorrow. Thank you for all your comments, your thumbs ups. All right, just hit 30 right now. We got 30 thumbs ups. Thank you so much. There's 42 still showing on the channel. Fantastic. Debbie, toodles all. See you tomorrow. Reggie Man, I'm definitely not frumpy. That's right. I'm not frumpy. Maybe I'm getting there, but I'm not frumpy. D&G, take care, everyone. Have an awesome night. You guys take it easy. Have a great weekend, you guys, if I don't talk to you tomorrow. And thank you, everybody, for all your best wishes and your support for my channel. Steamer, great show. Vivian, night all. Have a good one. Thank you, Vivian, Steamer, D&G, and everyone else for coming by. Really appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon. In the meantime, stay safe, stay warm, stay kind, and we'll see you tomorrow at 2 Eastern, and we'll go from there. Brittany, great show, like always. I should be in tomorrow unless I go to a birthday party for a family member or get caught up with something else. Brittany, you lead a busy life. I think I'm busy. You're just incredibly busy. Thank you for your support and joining me whenever you can. Okay, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, and have a good one. Auntie Jane, thank you. A great show, and chitty chat all. See you all later. You got it. Take care, Auntie Jane, and have a good one, guys. See you tomorrow, and take care.